This Sunday will mark 13 years since the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. It's the second deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history, with 26 people killed, most under 8 years old. Now the Newtown Action Alliance is holding its annual national vigil for all victims of gun violence, with survivors, lawmakers, and national advocates attending in Washington, D.C. And co-founder and chairwoman of the Newtown Action Alliance, Po Murray, is here for more on that. Po, thank you for being here. I know the committee holds this vigil every year for victims of gun violence across the country. What message are you hoping to send this year?
Thank you for having me on today. Well, as a nation, we all remember where we were on 9/11, and 9/11 shows what remembrance can look like when the nation chooses to remember. Unfortunately, for gun violence, there is no single day that is a remembrance for the nation, because gun violence happens every single day. And that's why we felt it was really important to host these national vigils for all victims of gun violence who are impacted from all corners of this country. And today we have over 150 gun violence survivors from 25 states in town to honor their loved ones and to take action.
Now, the shooter at Sandy Hook was actually your next door neighbor. How did you react when you learned who it was, and what did you do?
Well, it was shocking that our neighbor would have an AR-15 in one of the safest communities in the nation and use that gun to murder 26 children and educators. I did not lose a child on that day, but I lost a piece of my heart, and the community members felt the need to transform our trauma into something meaningful. So for the last 13 years, we've been traveling to DC with other gun violence survivors and has lobbied for a sea change in policies like assault weapons ban, background checks, and repealing the gun industry's civil liability shield, and supporting community violence intervention and other policies.
You say there's a national memory gap when it comes to mass shootings. What do you mean by that?
Well, America moves on very quickly from headline to headline after tragedies, and it happens so frequently that people forget until it happens, until it impacts their communities. So what we're trying to do with the National Vigil is to remind Americans that gun violence can impact your family or your community at any time, anywhere. So we want to remember the 500,000 Americans that have been killed by guns since the Sandy Hook tragedy. It's not just a number, it's loved ones that are not sitting at the dinner tables during the holidays. So we want to encourage Americans to get involved, remember the lost ones, and also, take action to prevent these type of tragedies.
What more do you think needs to be done to end the gun violence epidemic in the U.S.?
Well, today, the gun violence survivors are hand-delivering letters to every member of Congress. This letter has been signed by over 200 groups representing 17 million Americans, and it's asking for a set of strong legislative proposals like assault weapons ban, universal background checks, and other bills that most Americans already support.
All right, Po Murray, thank you so much, and our condolences to those families still so many years later. Thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you, Diane, for having me.